Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Since I'm pretty new here to YouTube, I figured I would do the get to know me tag. I just kind of thought it was a fun way for you guys to learn stuff about me, and all the questions already made up, so I think it's questions that you guys will find interesting, hopefully. So I have all of them here on my phone, which I'm going to be looking at a lot. So I'm basically just going to get started so you guys can learn a little bit more about me and who I am. Okay, so question number one is, what is your middle name? My middle name is Catherine, and I was named after one of my great grandmothers. Question number two is, what is your favorite color? This one's kind of hard to answer because I don't necessarily have one. I wear like all black a lot of the time, which I know is like what everyone says, especially here in New York. I mean, I'm wearing all black right now, but I think for decorating, I would say light pink. If you guys have watched my room tour, you know, like that's what I did my room as, with grays and pinks. You can see the pillows, the vase back there, my blanket. And then I think for this fall, I've been kind of feeling like bright pops of red, and I really like wearing them. But I am super pale, so it kind of washes me out. But yeah, that one's kind of hard to answer, but that's the best answer I can give. Question number three is, who was your first best friend? This one's kind of hard to answer too, just because I was actually born in Illinois and I lived there until I was 5. So I do remember my best friend there. His name was Kevin. I do not remember much, obviously, because I was so young. But I know we used to live in this house that was at the bottom of a hill, and then we had like the hill in our backyard and his house was here. So we would love to go like sledding down the hill. I know we had like a little like playhouse in my backyard that we would always play in, and then all I really remember is I found this picture. I can try and insert it here, but I honestly have no idea where it is now, where we're like sitting on my back porch and I have like a bucket on my head and he's sitting next to me. So he was like technically my first best friend, but I don't really remember much about him. So the first best friend that I like still remember is my friend Paula, who I'm still like best friends with now. I have a group of 5 best friends from home, and she's one of them. And I think we became best friends in like 2nd grade, but I'm honestly not sure. She may know, so I'm gonna feel like a bad friend if I forget. But she's the first best friend that I like really truly remember and I'm still friends with today. The next question, number 4, is, how tall are you? I'm super short. I'm only 5'1", and like I'm 21 years old, so it's probably not getting any better from here. But I can always wear heels and I'm still not taller than anyone else, so that's like the one plus side maybe. Question number 5 is, cats or dogs? So I used to hate cats. We had 2 when I was younger, but I like don't remember them at all. And then I had a corgi named Sammy who lived until 15. I had him until like 2 summers ago maybe. And then I have a golden retriever named Rosie, who's I think like 12 now. And I used to hate cats so much, and I'm like technically allergic, not super bad, but if a cat's like really fluffy, it bothers me. And when I was living at my old house, this stray cat like kind of started coming to our house, and she was so tiny. And we would like start to leave food out for her, and she just kept coming back, and she had a collar with a bell on it, but she didn't have like any tags. And we put up a bunch of posters, and my mom went to all of the homeless shelters and no one had been there like looking for her. But she told them like we had her in case anyone did come looking. And then it started to get really cold and we felt so bad leaving her outside, so we kind of just like slowly took her in. And I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of mad about it at first because like I was allergic and no one asked me, but now I'm obsessed with her. Her name's Kitty, which is so like basic, but we just started calling her that because like we didn't know her name since she was a stray, and it just stuck. And now I'm like in love with her, and she turned me into a cat person, which I know is not the majority, but I love cats now. I'm like obsessed. I'm probably gonna be a crazy cat lady when I'm older. Anyway, question number 6 is, funniest moment throughout school? I was thinking about this, and this one's hard because I'm sure there's like so many, and also so many that are like embarrassing, like more embarrassing than funny. One thing I did think of is, I think this was either it had to have been my senior year, I think, of high school. We had this like competition at my high school where all of the boys, like, basically it was like a beauty pageant, but it was funny. And my one friend did it, and his last name is Butts, and I think his title was like Mr. Bubble Butts. And me and like a whole group of my friends like dressed up and did this super funny dance for the competition. And it was just so fun because I did it with all my best friends, and we like performed it in front of the whole school, which was like embarrassing but also hysterical. So that was really funny. I feel like there might be a video somewhere, so if there is, I'll insert a clip here. But yeah, that was really funny. I'm sure there's so many other ones and like really embarrassing stories I could tell, but I think that's the best for now. Question number 7 is, how many countries have you visited? So the first time I left the country was on a cruise, and we just went to Florida, was like our first stop, somewhere there, Cayman Islands and Jamaica. So that was my first time out of the country. And then when I graduated high school, my mom took me on like a 12-day trip to Paris. So I went to France and Jamaica, and then the Cayman Islands, I think, is like, okay, I had to look that up. Cayman Islands is a dependency of the UK. So that kind of like counts as one, because last summer I went on a study abroad trip, and we went to London, Berlin, and Florence. So I was in the United Kingdom, Germany, and Italy. So that comes out to 5 countries. I had to think about that for a little bit. But yes, I've been to 5 countries. Question number 8 is, are you in/have you gone to college? I'm currently in college right now. I'm a senior at FIT, which is the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City. And I've been here all 4 years. I'll be graduating in the spring, and I'm studying fashion business management here. I did a video a super long time ago, I think like freshman year, about FIT, but if you guys are curious and like want to hear more about it, leave a comment below with any questions you have, or just if you want to see a video, and I can definitely make an updated video about that. Question number 9 is, what was your favorite and worst subject in high school? I don't know why, because I feel like it's not really my favorite subject now, but I did always really like English class and reading and writing. I used to write for fun like a lot when I was in elementary school and middle school, and then kind of stopped when I got to high school and college. And I always really enjoyed reading too, so I think that was definitely my favorite class. And probably my least favorite was science. I'm just like not good, especially chem. I was not great at all those equations, but my mom majored in chem in college, so she was a big help, and I ended up doing well in the class, but I definitely did not enjoy it. Like, it was not fun, and it took a lot more work than my other classes. The next question, number 10, is, what is your favorite drink? So honestly, I drink a lot of water. I try and not drink anything else. If I drink milk, I'll drink almond milk. And then aside from that, the only thing I really like to drink is lemonade. I used to be a big Gatorade person, but I don't really drink that anymore. But lemonade, like when I'm super thirsty, I feel like I always crave lemonade. So that's definitely my favorite drink. And I think raspberry lemonade is like my top favorite. Number 11 is, what is your favorite animal? Which we kind of already covered, because I think it's cats. I mean, there's like an adoption fair by my apartment every weekend, and every time I walk past, I'm like one step closer to getting a cat. Question number 12 is, what is your favorite perfume? I feel like I'm the worst person to do this video because I don't have like specific favorites. I kind of like trying a lot of different things. Oh, I guess like, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll grab it. I guess just this perfume, the Chanel No. 5, and I wouldn't really even say it's my favorite scent. I think the scent is honestly probably a little too old for me, but I just like it because I got it when I was in Paris with my mom, and it just like feels special. So I guess this is the one that's like most important to me. I kind of just like have a ton of samples from Birchbox, so I switch it up all the time. I haven't found one that I'm like in love with yet, but maybe when I do, I'll keep you guys updated on that. Okay, question number 13 is tea or coffee? And I actually have to say neither. I'm not a fan of tea or coffee, so I don't drink any caffeine in the morning and people think I'm crazy, but I don't really love the taste of either. And then I also have acid reflux, so you're not really supposed to have caffeine, but you're also like not supposed to have chocolate or spicy food, and I eat all of that. But I'm like, maybe not having the caffeine is like one less thing. But yeah, I just don't love the taste, and since I'm not used to having it, I get like super jittery and it just makes me feel weird. And then I don't want to become a coffee addict and start spending like an additional $5 a day on coffee that I really probably shouldn't. So yeah, neither. Question 14. Oh my god, I'm not even halfway done. You guys are probably already over this video. Okay, question 14 is, what would you or have you named your children? I do not have any children, thank god. I'm way too young. I'm like not even really one of those people who thinks about this, and I don't know why this like stuck with me, but I remember one time I was in Ohio because I go there every year for Christmas, and they had like stockings up in some restaurant, and one of them, they all like said the people's names who either worked there or like donated money or something, and one of them said Hayden, and for some reason that like stuck with me, and I think it's such a cool and pretty name. So I'm like, if I ever do have a kid, and a girl, I think I would want it to be a girl, I would want to name her Hayden. I don't know, I just really like it. I think it's like cool and kind of unique. So yeah. What 15 is, what sports do you play or have you played? So it's always such a debate whether or not this is a sport, but I was a dancer for either 14 or 15 years, up until my senior year of high school is when I stopped and started working. And I did ballet, jazz, hip hop, and modern. And I used to do competitions, and I was there like every day after school. It was crazy, but I really enjoyed it, and I do miss it a lot. I kind of want to like look into taking classes in the city just for fun. So I used to do that, and then every summer I was on the swim team, which is like how I kind of met and stayed close with that group of best friends from home. So that was kind of more for enjoyment than like sport because I didn't love it. And then actually, fun fact, one season, freshman year of high school, I did track, and I was not great at it. I don't really know why I did it because it was like miserable and I hate running, but there's that too. Number 16 is, what is your favorite book? Again, like I don't have a favorite really. I know I enjoyed a lot of the ones we read in school, but like nothing is sticking out to me. So I'm just gonna tell you guys about a book I read recently. And I know this is so lame because I had to read it for school, so you're probably gonna think it's like super boring. But I read this book called Overdressed for my sustainability and fashion merchandising class because I'm a sustainability minor. And it was honestly so interesting. It's not like a novel, it's more of like an investigation about the fashion industry, and it's called Overdressed: The Shockingly High Cost of Cheap Fashion. So it kind of talks about like H&M and Zara and how fast fashion is kind of like destroying the planet, and it talks about like the working conditions in all of the factories, and it's definitely just super eye-opening. And like I've always known that fast fashion like wasn't great, but this kind of just brought all of that information together. And it even talks about like some of the problems of donating to Goodwill because they throw out like tons of donations every day, or just like dump it in other countries that like don't have anywhere to put it, or they'll burn things. It was just like crazy. So I think even if you're like not into fashion, it's something super interesting to read because like everyone has to wear clothes. So I think it's something that's just like good to know about and kind of be informed about so that you can start making like more informed decisions. Question number 17 is, who are some of your favorite YouTubers? I've been watching YouTube for like as long as I can remember. As I think I've said, I've wanted to start a channel since probably like middle school. I was always so nervous too, and now of course I wish I did, but I think I remember I started with Elle Fowler. I forget like what her actual channel is called, and then through her I found Blair. So they were my original favorites for so long, and like they were the ones who kind of made me want to start a YouTube page. And then I don't watch that many now, but I think my absolute favorite is definitely Claudia Sulewski. I just think she's super inspiring and like always has these new goals, and she like eats so healthy and always focuses on like being happy. And then I really like Lauren Elizabeth too. I think she's like friends with in real life. They just seem like super motivational and just really cool. So there's some of my favorite YouTubers to watch. I really like their vlogs and stuff. Question number 18 is, what is your favorite movie? I think I have two. So I'm gonna say Bridesmaids and The Proposal. I love like, which are both about like weddings, and I'm like not super into that stuff, but I just think they're so funny. Like, I don't like movies that are super serious and like action filled. I like movies that I can like crack up to but also have a good storyline. Number 19 is, are you single or taken? I am single. Don't really know what else to say about that. But question 20 is, what is your idea of an ideal first date? I mean, I feel like for an ideal first date, you're like just kind of getting to know someone. So I think aside from like what you would actually do, just like really connecting and not feeling like awkward at all, and just kind of feeling like comfortable talking to each other. And then I don't know, maybe just doing something like really cool and out of the box, like not just, okay, my camera just cut out. But anyway, I guess something just like unique that you wouldn't normally think of. I mean, I like love New York City, so even just like walking around a cool place in New York, or finding something like really pretty that you never even knew was there. I don't know. I feel like dinner like is nice, but something like unique and memorable that would always be a fun talking point if it ended up working out. Number 21 is, how many girlfriends or boyfriends have you had? I've only had one real boyfriend aside from like the fake middle school boyfriends that you like never actually hang out with outside of school. So that was like 4 years long. So yeah, I haven't had any since then. Number 22 is, favorite memory from childhood. I guess my favorite memory, it's not really a specific memory, but I talked to you guys about how I was on the swim team every summer. Aside from that, like we had a membership at the swim club, and I just remember hanging out there like all summer, always looking forward to that because I was always with my best friends, and we just had so many fun times there, like playing games in the deep end. And then they all lived in that neighborhood except for me, so we would always like go to someone's house and just hang out. And I think that's where we all like really formed that close bond, and I think it's why we're so close today. So I just have really fond memories of being at the pool and hanging out with all of them. 23 is, do you speak any different languages and how well? This is like so pathetic, but I really don't. I'm in Spanish class right now, and I actually got put into Spanish 2 at FIT because you have to take 2 semesters of the same language, and I got credit for Spanish 1 from my junior year high school class. So now I'm a senior in college taking Spanish 2, and I haven't taken it in 4 years. So I'm like really struggling. I obviously can't speak it that well, but I am really interested in learning. I'll like try and read all the signs on the subway when I'm going to school, and I really do have a great teacher, and she like makes me want to learn. So I think if I were to ever really like invest in learning another language, I would start with Spanish. Okay, question number 24. Do you have any siblings? I do. I have a sister who's a freshman in college and then a brother who's a junior in high school. Number 25 is, how would you describe your fashion sense? Oh my god. I don't know. It honestly changes every day. Like, there are days like today where I'll wear like a grungy t-shirt and leather leggings and just like call it a day. Honestly, when I go to school, I don't dress cute just because I'm like at school 2 days a week and my internship 3 days a week. So after I wear all my cute outfits to my internship, I like don't care what I look like for school. I don't know. I like finding like, I never have any clothes I like because I buy really unique pieces because I get super excited about them and then I'm like over it. It honestly changes every day. I don't know how to describe it. You guys can look at my pictures and see what you think. 26 is, what is your favorite restaurant? Well, I think everyone at FIT will probably laugh at this. I wouldn't really say it's my favorite, but there's this place by FIT called Cafeteria, and they have these things called mac and cheese spring rolls, and they are unbelievable. Like, they're so good, and just the whole like vibe of the restaurant is really cool. And I know it's open, maybe not 24 hours, but like pretty late. So I know people have been there like super late at night. They have good milkshakes and stuff, but I've never been there that late. But that place is really good, and my dad's like obsessed with it. So whenever he comes, we always go there. I'm also a big fan of Italian food. So I love Serafina in the city. And then this isn't really like a restaurant, but I have a big thing for these tacos in the city from Otto's Tacos. They're like unreal. So yeah, not really a straightforward answer, which is kind of like the theme in this video. 27, what are some of your favorite TV shows? I feel like for someone who doesn't have a lot of free time, any free time I do have, I'm like watching Netflix or now Hulu, since I like discovered you have a free Hulu account if you're paying for Spotify Student. So I love sitcoms. Like, I love The Office, How I Met Your Mother. There's definitely another one on Netflix that I love. I'm about to finish The Mindy Project, which I talked about in my October favorites video. I like Modern Family. I know I'm like forgetting a really good show and it's going to bother me. I'm gonna remember as soon as I finish this video. But yeah, I like those kind of shows. I also love Sex and the City. That's a really good one. Question 28 is PC or Mac. I used to be a big PC girl, and then when I came to school, I got my MacBook. My case is like kind of falling apart, but it's right here. 29, what phone do you have? I have the iPhone, so I'm an iOS girl. I think this is like the 6 or the 7, I don't know. I'm also in between cases right now, so I just have this like wildflower case which like fell apart, and I tore the backing off and then just threw a sticker on it from my planner. So it does not look super cute right now, but yeah, this is my phone. I'm definitely due for a new one soon. And question 30 is, tell us one of your bad habits. I definitely have a really weird bad habit of like, it's so gross, but like chewing on my hair, and I don't even realize I'm doing it. And I'm starting to try and like consciously notice when I'm doing it and stop myself. So that's like one of my bad habits. I know it's gross, and that's probably like not the best way to end this video, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. I feel like it was super all over the place, but that's just kind of me. I hope you learned something exciting, and you guys should definitely leave a comment below telling me a little bit about yourself so I can get to know you and who you all are. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to talking to you in more videos. Bye!